and that is the twisted trunk of a chestnut tree, and that's it. There's it on the wall. That is 200 hours of work. I then did a second one, which actually I donated. 200 hours of work. There we are. But I donated a second one. I love these. I love doing them. All the textures. Again, here, I was going, well, hang on a minute. This is nothing like drawing a leaf or getting the texture of a petal or anything. So again, I was doing lots of practice stuff on a separate sheet up by the side to sort of work out how I could get the smooth feeling, yet the grain of where the bark had fallen off, and then all the other textures that were in there. So that meant I'd done 2 pictures. I then did a third oak tree, at which point I was pretty much treed out. I'd had enough. I couldn't take any more, but then I was asked to have a tree in an exhibition called Landscape Rebels in this mansion just across the way from me. And when I found out that there was a yew tree, and when I saw it, the yew tree that was the oldest tree in the park, 600 years old. And as soon as I looked at it, I just thought, well, I've got to do it, but instantly knew it was going to take longer, and it was over 300 hours of work. Again, it's just finding all new techniques to work from to get the textures in the bark. Interestingly enough, this isn't quite needle for needle, but again, I'm working from photographs, but the lines of each stem or twig are as it was on the actual thing, particularly these ones up here, and I just loved doing those bits. A lot of this, I was trying to find a way of getting the detail in there and getting it to show. And actually, strangely enough, I sort of went back again. This is back to my fine art day, fine art year, which was that an exercise that we did, where instead of drawing the needles, I drew the spaces in between. And that made what was a very difficult thing to try and comprehend doing much, much easier. And a lot of that is actually done with a 9H pencil. It's the only thing I could find that would keep sharp and I could still get black. So what I did was I then do the black, get the black background in, and then I just brush over it, leaving some of it lighter, some of it darker, and that's how I got the depth to it and the general look of it. So there was hardly any stroking with I think I probably used a 2H and a H pencil. And then down here, there was a lot more just to sort of give it the depth. So when the exhibition came, I took this picture and I took the oak tree over, and I saw Emma, the wonderful curator there. And I said that, look, I brought this one as well. You've got 2 already here. It'd be lovely if you could have all 4 up. Well, she just looked at me and said, well, I don't think we're really going to have enough space, guys, for that. And but I got to the private view a little bit early, and she said, do you want to pop in and quickly have another, have a look before the private view starts? I went, oh, yeah. So I went in and I couldn't believe it, because that's what I saw. She'd got all 4 pieces up. I'm going to skip a little bit backwards and forwards here. So there we are. Those are the 4 trees all together. That was the oak tree. I sold that in August. So those are the 4 trees. And even though I've got work in all these other really prestigious places, there was a little bit of me that this was a bit of a choker, because you're getting on for nearly 1,000 hours, 900 plus 1,000 hours of work. And this was probably the only time that it would actually be shown all at the same time. In good company, because that's a Constable. Up this way, there were Gainsboroughs, and there were a couple of Monets that were on loan from the I think it was the Tate Gallery. Right, I'm going to go back up. So with the trees, I can't spend 200 hours sitting in a park. It's just not going to be feasible, is it? So this is done from photographs and it is all mapped and planned out. Okay, so those two are the same pictures. That one would just be slightly larger, so I can see just generally more of what I've got. This is the squared up one, and the actual outline, the initial work I do is very, very basic, because I would just draw in a line down there and that bit there, and then I'd fill it in when I did the tone, and would be working straight onto the paper there. How many pictures I take, it must be getting on for 100 or more. The reason for that is because, as you can see from these two, I don't think I did pretty well to actually get myself in exactly the same place each time to take the picture. This picture would be taken after it had been very dry or sunny, and that picture was taken when it was much more damp or been raining. And those humidity, the dampness, the rain will make a difference as to how much texture is shown. So that's the computer screen in front of me that I'd be working on, and how I've done those 4 trees.